You're doing the right things.
You're careful. You're responsible. You're trying to make good choices. And yet, money still feels stressful. Not chaotic, not out of control, just heavy. So why does money still feel tight even when you're doing everything right? Most people assume financial stress means something is being done wrong. That stress equals mistakes, or lack of discipline, or poor planning. But this assumption isn't accurate. Financial stress can exist even when behavior is solid. To understand why, we need to look at where pressure actually comes from. Imagine this. Your income is steady. Your spending is reasonable. You're paying attention. Nothing dramatic is happening, but money still feels tense. Every decision feels heavier than it should. Not because you're failing, but because your margin is thin. And thin margins create pressure. Here's the key idea. Financial pressure isn't caused by bad decisions. It's caused by lack of slack. Slack is unused space, time, money, flexibility. When most of your money is already assigned, even good decisions feel stressful because there's no room for error. Doing things right often means paying bills on time, avoiding obvious mistakes, being careful with spending. But these actions don't automatically create slack. They just prevent collapse. Pressure remains when income, baseline, and obligations are tightly aligned with little buffer. So stress persists, even without mistakes. Think back to what we've already covered. Saving feels hard because of timing. Inflation shifts the baseline. Small purchases add up through frequency. Earning more doesn't automatically reduce stress. All of these reduce slack. And when slack disappears, pressure increases, quietly. This is why people feel frustrated. They think, I'm being responsible. Why doesn't it feel better? Because responsibility manages damage. It doesn't guarantee comfort. Comfort comes from margin. And margin is affected by systems, not just effort. So here's the simple truth. Doing everything right doesn't remove financial stress if pressure remains built into the system. Stress doesn't mean failure. It often means there's very little room to breathe. Once you understand this, something changes. You stop asking, what am I doing wrong? And start asking, where is the pressure coming from? That question brings clarity, not guilt. If this explained why stress can exist even without mistakes, comment pressure. Not because you're failing, but because pressure comes from structure, not character. Money stress isn't always a warning sign. Sometimes it's a signal that there's very little slack left. Understanding that changes how the stress feels.